I was really pleased with the energy that our players played with in the last game. They could have come out and just said, look at who we're playing and, not played to the standard that we're trying to create, which we tried to emphasize. But I thought the energy and enthusiasm was good. I thought the execution was a lot better. I think we played a lot smarter. We're still working toward, and, each and every player can do this. Each and every coach can do this. I can do this toward, total consistency in playing to the standard that we want to play to. And the choice is do you want to build on the challenges of the future? All right, now we're getting into SEC games, and certainly this first game is going to be, a challenge. It's an SEC game. Vanderbilt's 3-1. Much improved, team over last year. They have like 14 starters back, but they're scoring 42 points a game. And they play two quarterbacks. Both of them are very, very capable, very good athletes. They run the ball. They run some options. They very capable passing. 14. Shepard is one of the leading receivers in the SEC. Defensively, these guys they play hard. They're tough. They've given up some yards in their games, but they've played well enough to be able to be effective in winning 3 games. The kicking game is good. The punter is one of the leading punters in the country in terms of 48.9 yard average. Joseph has done a good job of kicking for him. So, this is a, good all around team and going to be a challenging game for us.
My question's about the off-season preparation and scouting that you do for each opponent. How has the transfer portal impacted the usefulness of that body of work, if at all?
Well, I think it only affects it from a personnel standpoint. It doesn't usually affect it dramatically from a schematic standpoint. Technically, what does the other team do? Their offense or defense doesn't change dramatically unless they change philosophies, change coordinators, change personnel in some way to do that. But you don't know for sure who the players are going to be, in a lot of cases, and how they're going to use those players.
Yep. Through three games, what positional battles remain and what will it take to resolve them?
I'm not going to speculate on players and positions, and everybody's in competition. Nobody's entitled to a position. Everybody's got to go out and compete every day and play well and do the things they need to do to play winning football. And the more guys we get to do that, the better off we're going to be. So there's no personal matchups or battles that I'm care to discuss.
When you were looking at Tyler Steen when he was in the transfer portal, what did you like about his game when he was at Vanderbilt?
Well, he's a very athletic guy. He's got really good power for his size, and he's a good pass blocker. A very smart guy. Understands, how to play fundamentally, use his hands, and has, played pretty consistently for us, in the 3 games that he's played, and certainly not disappointed us in any way, shape, or form. He's got a lot of experience, which I think helps. So, we're very pleased that he's here.
Hey, Coach, I know the players had a lot of fun with Will Anderson, getting his pick 6. And I want to know what's been the most fun about watching him. And I know you played defense in college. What are some of the assets that you see from Will that, back in the day, maybe you wish you had?
Well, Will's got great passion for the game, plays with great energy and enthusiasm. You love coaching guys like that. And I think it's infectious to other players on the team as, you see the reaction, from his teammates when, he has success and, scored a touchdown. We need to do more of that, not just Will, but everybody on defense, create more turnovers, make more big plays, make explosive plays, score on defense. I mean, those are really, really fun things for any defensive player. So I know it was really fun for Will and his teammates to see him do it.
After the game, we saw Kyree Jackson leave in a walking boot. I was wondering if you had any updates on his injury.
Yeah, he sprained his ankle on the punt return. I think the one that Brian Branch ran back for a touchdown. I don't think it's significant, but when you have an ankle injury, you got to go day to day, and we'll see how he does, this week.
Now that you've seen Jaheim Oatis, a few games from him, what stood out about the way he's performed?
He's done a good job. He's a young guy that has played really, really well. He's powerful. He's hard to block. I thought he probably played the best he's played on the most consistently that he played probably in this last game. So hopefully he'll continue to develop, and we can develop some other guys in the defensive line that provide more depth for us as well.
What do you think's led to some of the success you guys have had when running tempo offensively this year? And has there been any discussion on maybe doing it a little bit more in non-2-minute situations?
We have been an effective tempo team. That's something that's been good for us. It's something that we work on, that you really got to get the players to, get up and down, get ready, and go. I think, Bryce likes it when we do that. I think it's also beneficial when we spread the other team out and do that. So we just got to keep working on it and hopefully continue to make it an asset for us in the future in terms of how fast we play and how we execute.
Coach, you mentioned how the challenge of Vanderbilt's going to be, but just watching Coach Lay, how has he, in your opinion, kind of changed that program a little bit?
Well, I think it changed the whole culture of the program. Their players play really hard. They play with confidence. I think they believe in, what they're doing offensively, defensively, special teams. And I think culture is the biggest thing you try to establish in a program. And they got some pretty good players. They got some experienced players that are back from a year ago. They got better skill guys than they normally have, better quarterbacks. And they're doing a really, really good job of coaching them, and they've got really challenging systems to defend against.
Coach, we're going to go to Oscar. Oscar's here from Mexico City this week. Hello, Coach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oscar Clerica from Claro Sports in Mexico City and 17 countries in Latin America. It's a great pleasure. Could you say some words to all the fan base, Alabama fans in Mexico and Latin America? Did you know that we broadcast the games to 17 countries down south the border? What is your opinion about that? And if you could say some words to all the people in Mexico. Thank you very much. Gracias.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all the fan support that we get in Mexico. And I wasn't aware of, all these places that, watch us, but I do know that we have an iconic brand that sort of spreads not only throughout the United States, but in some of the bordering countries in Europe. And I think that's a good thing for our program. And I know it's a great thing for our players, but, we appreciate the support. We love it that you love Alabama, and I'll just say roll tide to you.
You got time for a couple more. We'll start with Charlie.
With Deonte Lawson, we've seen him get some reps at inside linebacker. Just what kind of progress have you seen him make?
He's doing a good job. He's much more confident in knowing what to do and how to do it. And I think he's playing with more confidence. I think it takes players a while to develop that, systematically in terms of understanding what's required of me on this play. And a lot of guys, maybe in high school, they just ran and tackled a guy with the ball. But when you're trying to play a systematic defense where everybody has a job to do, and the way you get challenged, offensively in college football now with the kind of plays that people run, everybody's got to be really disciplined in how they read the plays and how they fit the plays. And I think when linebackers sort of get confident in that, then they start playing a lot faster. And I've seen that in, Deonte in his play.
You mentioned JoJo was day-to-day last week. Is there any update on him and kind of what's the plan when bringing him back, either as a
I
receiver?
don't recall saying that he was day-to-day. Hopefully he's going to start, doing some dry land, running and things this week. But, that's a medical decision. So when he gets back, I really don't know for sure. Can't comment on. I hope it's sometime soon, but I don't know when that might be.
A year ago on punt returns, there were some blocking issues with penalties. You guys had 8 returns just on Saturday with no flags, what do you attribute that improvement in the blocking?
Well, it really comes down to judgment. We coached punt returns very similar this year to the way we did last year. Clamp the guy, stab and lag the guy, sit and fit the guy. Don't clip, don't blind side hit anybody. Hold off the clip if you have to, which means you just try to shield the guy, don't hit him in the back. We coached all those things ever since I've been here. So players make good choices and decisions because they play with discipline and they understand, the consequences of making bad choices and decisions. And, one of the things that we want to improve on is to be able to play penalty free and eliminate penalties, even though we still got a few too many penalties in the last game. It was better than the game before. And hopefully we can continue to eliminate that. All right. Thank you.